Chicago didn't even blink when Angel Reese was traded, and oh hesitancy, drama, or second-guessing. It's just a calm Tuesday morning, and a team is letting go of one of the most well-known names in women's basketball. A rebounding record holder, a two-time All-Star.
Reese, the putback, first points of her All-Star career in Angel Reese.
A double-double on foot. Absent. This is where things become even more intriguing, because in a league that is currently dominant by the limelight surrounding Caitlin Clark, where every asset is examined and every statistic is magnified, every celebrity became a news story, and Chicago recently took a step that defies the narrative entirely. The Sky took a step back and made a decision while everyone else was pursuing star power and viral moments in box score explosions. Something different. Therefore, we must ask the question now, even as the internet yells that they lost a superstar. One desires to touch, but what if they didn't? What if this was about getting away from a delusion rather than losing talent? Because this trade doesn't go unnoticed. If Angel Reese was indeed that player, IT didn't ignite a war. And that quiet. The real narrative starts there, a game of consequences and numbers. First, let's look at the numbers because the majority of people's comprehension of this circumstance entirely collapses at this point. The surface numerals appear to be in fine shape. That is accurate all-star honors, double-doubles, and a rebounding record that will likely last for years.
Down, it's just short, and a rebound for Angel Reese now. Been with the program with Puerto Rico for a very long time.
Angel Reese seems like the perfect player to develop if you're just looking at a stat sheet without any further information. A franchise, SO, let's examine the stat sheet in more detail. In 2024, Angel Reese's field goal percentage was 39%. 39%. For a post player whose whole strategy is to play around the basket, someone who isn't asked. Instead of being asked to pull up from mid-range during a transition, she was able to generate her own shot off the dribble from the outside, being required to do nothing but work efficiently in regions of the floor that are 8 to 10 feet from the rim. Every film room in the league should be alarmed by the number of 39% from the field. Reese's admirers cited her push to raise it to about 42% in 2025 as a sign of advancement and growth, as an indication that the trajectory was heading in the proper direction. Indeed, 42% is superior to 39%. However, it remains a percentage that instructs all of the league's defensive coordinators on how to defend her, and all of them were aware of. In both seasons, her three-point shooting percentage was close to 18%, not 28, which is still too low for a forward in the modern day. Not 22, which would at least make defenses reconsider 18%. That figure is remarkably consistently low, that it ceased to be a vulnerability and turned into a tactical advantage for rival coaches. You just didn't need to show respect. She will always be beyond the arc. Every possession allowed defenders to take a full step inside. She touched it from a distance. Just wait while the paint gets clogged. She had no intention of punishing you from the outside.
Right away, Angel Reese with her first assist to Williams.
Every night, defenses responded to the tremendous amount of data. However, here is the piece that actually unravels the rebounding record. I want you to take a moment to consider this, because it completely alters the story surrounding her. Most renowned statistical accomplishment, a significant percentage of those record-breaking rebounds was a direct result of her own missed strokes. She would position herself in the post, grab the ball, and rise for a challenge to look close to the basket, missed it, and then caught the rebound as the ball bounced off the iron. The box score recorded that as a rebound. The wasted possession was not recorded. The interrupted offensive rhythm was not recorded. IT failed to record the fact that the Chicago's offense effectively had to reset, reestablish, and get ready for another drive while the defense began at the beginning. To get back to the same place, 2 items must be consumed. Every night, game after game, a whole season of it, and beyond the illusion of rebounds and missed shots. She was just not improving her teammates. Cutters were not actually passed out of the station. Improved positions. There were no pick-and-roll readings that led to guards leaving screens with open looks. She didn't make any choices that would have made the game easier for other players. There was a player in the skies. who required additional opportunities, touches, and possessions in order to provide a more efficient. One sequence is produced by the player, and as a result, the team was suffocating. They were not growing. They weren't instilled. As the all-star choices piled up, they were slowly drowning.
Angel, what has the experience been like for you so far in your first All-Star game?
Man, it's been great.
And the win column fell silently. Now apply all you've learned about those 2 Chicago seasons and compare it to what was going on in Indiana at that very moment. Caitlin Clark entered the. As a rookie, he shattered 62 WNBA records.
Here comes Clark. How will she go for history? There it is! The all-time leading scorer in women's college basketball.
62 distinct records in one season. For the first time, the Indiana Fever qualified for the postseason in 9 years. This is what distinguishes statistically productive players from truly exceptional ones. Every player in Clark's vicinity improved as a result of her presence. Kelsey Mitchell changed. Participant Aaliyah Boston was successful to end her career. Lexi Hull has never encountered open looks. Because of the way Clark directed the offense and drew defenders out, the team as a whole improved. Of the paint, how she discovered the open player just before the window shut. That's what improves a team. Truly appears to be that's the norm, and when compared to that benchmark, the difference between what Clark was. There was a significant difference between what Reese was delivering in Chicago and what was being delivered in Indiana. The area was a canyon. In the WNBA year, leadership contrasts with noise. However, even if you disagree with the basketball analysis, even if you think the efficiency figures were deceptive or that Reese's roster was just too damaged for any, even with just one player to save, this trade is still unavoidable due to the off-court schedule, due of the basketball issues. And the issues in the locker room were not distinct. Month after month, they exacerbated one another until they became unmanageable for any front office. Return to the opening match of the 2025 WNBA season. Indiana's first night. Prior to the start of the new year, not a single significant basketball stretch had been played. When Angel Reese made a public claim that she had experienced discrimination while playing the game.
Obviously, there's no place in this league for that. I think the WNBA and our team and our organization has done a great job supporting me.
That claim was taken seriously by the league. After conducting a thorough investigation, they discovered no proof to encourage it. None at all. The investigation came to an unsubstantiated conclusion. Consider what was established at that moment. As a pattern, her default reaction in the first awkward circumstance of her second season as a professional was not to handle it in-house.
I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times.
Let her game react on the court as she competes through IT. Be why default. She went public right away. Before the season has established itself, make it bigger, louder, and engulf the entire organization in turmoil. That established the mood. The front office was paying for everything that transpired after that initial moment. Paying close attention, I sincerely think that the Courtney Vanderloot situation gets overlooked in all the commotion. This exchange, and it should be given far more consideration than it has. During the season, Vanderloot suffered an ACL tear. She was recuperating from a severe injury, performing the tedious, unglamorous daily tasks of awaiting the chance to return and support a side that she had deliberately selected over alternatives. Angel Reese approached reporters while Vanderloot was sitting outside, hurt and exposed, and stated publicly that, given her age, the team could not count on Vanderloot to return. Chicago required a younger person, someone who is prepared to fight for a title and has experience. She made all of those remarks regarding an injured teammate, candidly and publicly during a press conference. Now, let's be clear about Courtney Vanderloot's identity. Since it is crucial to comprehending the harm such remarks caused, Vanderloot has played in the WNBA twice. Champion.
And Courtney Vandersloot has just recorded the second playoff triple-double in...
She's been outstanding. She has been absolutely outstanding all game long.
A veteran who left the New York Liberty, a 5-time All-Star, and a 2-time All-WNBA first-team selection. A team in the midst of a championship window, especially to visit Chicago and contribute to the creation of something significant. She has an impact on every relationship and is not a minor player that can be disregarded carelessly. In the changing area, additionally, while she was on the injured list and Reese publicly confronted her, at the same time, every player on that roster came to the same decision: the instant you cease to be valuable. You would learn about it via a reporter, according to Angel Reese. Furthermore, such insight is not limited to a press conference room. It follows every player into every quiet moment, sits in every film session, and walks with you into the gym every morning. When confidence is either established or undermined, Reese's frontcourt partner was Camila Cardoso. Chicago's player is currently reconstructing their whole future.
Camila Cardoso puts the ball on the ground, but this time I loved it. She used that dribble as a power dribble.
Every night, she shared the paint with that person. Additionally, Cardoso allegedly came to a point throughout the season where she left. It's not a trade request, it's not a private discussion with the coaching staff, or it's a walkout. Take a moment to truly understand what it requires: pushing your closest on-court partner to that particular point, the individual who arranges screens for. You are the one whose positioning is totally dependent on your ability to box out so you can grab rebounds. There is no way to mend the fracture when a player decides she would rather quit than keep playing. Over with a team meal or a discussion with a sports psychologist, IT will never go away. Chicago was unable to construct around Cardoso, which was obviously their strategy. IT was just not feasible while Reese stayed in the same building. Then followed the interview with the Chicago Tribune in September 2025. Reese informed the reporter that the squad needs to acquire outstanding players and quit accepting what they had accomplished that year.
Specifically called out before this team trying to find the will to win, especially over this last stretch of games. The game's been particularly more competitive.
On the surface, that may be interpreted as a player controlling her organization by someone who is unaware of the entire background, responsible, expecting more, and refusing to settle with mediocrity. However, she made those remarks public. She embarrassed herself in public while still under contract with the same teammates. Those teammates would see that interview. It would be read by their family. All of the league's players would read it and form a viewpoint on the experience of playing with Angel Reese in Chicago. Accountability does not mean that. Leadership is not like that. That is an individual setting fire to a structure they are still meant to call home. She was suspended by the skies for her behavior, harmful to the group.